I want you to pause for a moment and really hear this. The life you're chasing isn't running away from you. You are. Most of us have been trained to believe that the harder we chase, the more we prove, the more we grind, the closer we'll get to success. And yet, for so many people, the opposite happens. The more they chase, the further away peace, joy, and fulfillment seem to move. But here's the truth. You were never meant to chase. Let's be honest. Chasing feels exhausting, doesn't it? It feels like running on a treadmill, legs burning, lungs on fire, but somehow still stuck in the same spot. Chasing says, I need this thing to feel worthy. Chasing says, if I don't catch it, I'll never be enough. Chasing is rooted in lack. It broadcasts desperation, and desperation repels. Think about it. Have you ever been around someone who was trying way too hard? Maybe it was a friend desperate for approval, a coworker desperate for recognition, or even a date desperate for love. How did it feel? Draining, uncomfortable, heavy. Now flip it. Have you ever been around someone who didn't need anything from you, but radiated peace, confidence, and wholeness? That energy is magnetic. You can't help but be drawn in. That's the difference between chasing and aligning. Alignment is not about running faster. Alignment is about standing still in your truth. It's about knowing that what is meant for you will not miss you, and what misses you was never meant for you. When you are aligned, you move differently. You stop begging and start believing. You stop forcing and start flowing. You stop proving and start becoming. And here's the irony. When you stop chasing, the things you wanted most begin to find you. Because alignment is attraction. Life is always mirroring back to you what you carry within. If you feel empty, life shows you more emptiness. If you feel abundant, life finds ways to expand that abundance. So the real question isn't, how do I get what I want? The real question is, who am I being? Because you don't get what you want, you get what you are. Want, love, become love. Radiate kindness. Respect yourself so deeply that others have no choice but to meet you at that level. Want success. Walk with confidence, purpose, and discipline before the title ever comes. Success responds to identity, not desperation. Want peace. Stop looking for it in circumstances and start generating it from within. Peace is not given. It is chosen. We live in a world obsessed with control. We want to control the timing, the outcome, the people, the process. But life doesn't respond to control, it responds to trust. Think of a farmer planting seeds. He doesn't dig them up every day to check if they're growing. He plants, he waters, he trusts the seasons. He knows that growth happens underground, unseen, before it ever breaks the surface. But too many of us sabotage our dreams by constantly digging them up with doubt, fear, and impatience. We suffocate the harvest before it's ready. Trust the process. Trust the timing. Trust that what is yours cannot pass you by. Look at the most powerful moments in your life. Chances are they happened when you weren't chasing. That relationship you stumbled into when you stopped searching so hard. That job opportunity that came through a random connection. That breakthrough idea that appeared when you finally allowed yourself to rest. The best things rarely come from frantic effort. They come when you are relaxed, open, and aligned. Let's make a distinction here. Desire is beautiful. Desire is natural. Desire is the spark that pushes us to grow. But desperation is toxic. Desire says, this would be wonderful. Desperation says, without this, I am nothing. Do you feel the difference? One is freedom, the other is prison. The moment you shift from desperation to desire, you stop clutching and start creating. You stop begging and start becoming. Here's the real secret. Instead of asking, how do I get this thing, ask, who do I need to become so that this thing naturally finds me? Because when you become the person who already embodies abundance, success, love, and peace, you don't chase, you attract. When you walk like someone who knows they belong, doors open. When you speak like someone who knows their worth, people listen. When you carry yourself like someone already living in abundance, opportunities flow toward you. You are not waiting for the world to crown you. You are crowning yourself through the way you live. Here's the hard truth. The constant running, the endless chasing, the non-stop proving it's not about the dream, it's about the wound. We chase because we don't feel enough. We chase because we think something out there will finally heal the emptiness in here, but nothing external will ever fix an internal wound. That's why people get the dream house and still feel restless. They land the big job and still feel empty. They marry the person they thought would complete them and still feel lonely because fulfillment was never out there. It was always within. You don't need to run after what was already planted inside you. You just need to stop running long enough to receive it. Stillness takes courage. It's much easier to stay busy, to stay distracted, to stay chasing stillness. Forces you to face yourself. But in that stillness, something incredible happens. You remember who you really are. You realize you already carry everything you've been chasing, and from that place of wholeness, you attract more than you ever could through chasing. So hear me. Now, your biggest breakthrough will not come when you finally catch the thing you've been chasing. It will come the moment you stop, breathe, and align. Stop chasing love and become love. Stop chasing success and embody success. Stop chasing peace and live from peace. Because the truth is simple. What you are seeking is seeking you. But it can't find you while you're running. It will find you when you stand still in your worth, your presence, your power. You don't need to chase. You don't need to beg. You don't need to fight for what was always meant to be yours. You only need to align. And when you do, the life you've been reaching for will begin to reach for you.